I'm Abby with Motor City Nerds, and today I'm getting really heated. I'm honestly like, I'm sweating, but this is yellow, and then I'm wearing yellow. I got my Clegane shirt on because we're going to talk about the House of the Dragon, the HBO Game of Thrones prequel that they think is a genius idea, and I don't understand why. So make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, ask me a question, because this right here, this is my wheelhouse. I fucking know this shit. But in all seriousness, like, I'm getting really worked up. Like, I'm sweating. Okay, I don't know what this video is going to turn into, because I've been really trying to stick to Aegon's conquest, and I can't. I can't, because I keep going down rabbit holes, and I keep talking about other things too quickly, and I'm jumping all over the place, and that's exactly how this show is going to be. And so, do you want to know what? I'm just going to cut this one down into shit I'm excited to see, and give you the highlights of what's going to happen. A Targaryen ancestor in Valyria has a dream. They call her Daenerys the Dreamer. She has a dream that Valyria is going to blow the fuck up and everybody's going to die and we need to get the fuck out. But they have their little summer home stronghold on Dragonstone right off the coast of Westeros. Dragonstone is where Daenerys lands in the show, where Stannis was staying earlier in the seasons. That's Dragonstone. So she's like, we need to get the fuck out of here. And the dad's like, okay, cool. I'll listen to you. Packs up the family, goes to Dragonstone. That's where all the Targaryens escaped from Valyria to, and no other family that was able to ride dragons or have a relationship with dragons survived that. Only Targaryens did. So I had to take a major break, because I feel like in trying not to bog you down with information, I am bogging you down with information. And this show is already going to do that to you. So the only things you have to really remember that are going on is that Targaryens dipped out. They're the only ones with dragons. They think that this makes them better than everybody else, honestly. An easy way to put it. And eventually, a few generations after they've been chilling on Dragonstone, not meaning they didn't want to go conquer Westeros, they didn't want to do none of that, but a few generations later, Visenya, Aegon, and Rhaenys are born. Now, these are our three big players, but they also have a bastard brother named Orys Baratheon, who is half Targaryen, and that's why the Baratheons have king's blood. But that's a whole other issue for a whole other time that people don't seem to understand. But, so there's these four that are like, no, we're gonna go take that shit over. And because Orys Baratheon is normal and doesn't have a dragon and is just a really good commander, he will be mainly fighting with Storm's End. He's laying siege to Storm's End. And Orys Baratheon's awesome. He's my favorite character in it. And then I just don't know if they're gonna. I don't know. I think what they're gonna do is we're gonna stop at the Field of Fire. Which, and like I said, that's going to be the entire show. The entire first season, I really think, is just going to be Aegon, Visenya, and Rhaenys going each place solo and chit-chatting with each of them, and then we'll end it at the Field of Fire. And I'll be shocked if we go farther than that, because that's a huge budget. Like, if they're going to really CGI dragon battles, like, I'm trying to, like, there's dragons in it all the time. If I could just see the Field of Fire, which would be when they go, and I'm going to give some highlights of things, I'm going to try to stay in chronological order of what I'm excited to see, but, like, big major events, but, having a three-way dragon burning down the fucking Reach, burning armies, going wild, seems like a finale to me. And it's like, but if they're going so far through time, like, are we covering 300 years in, because I heard that this is 5 seasons and is 10 episodes, but they're all going to be longer. I don't know, but I'm like, how long is Game of Thrones? Like, it's supposed to be like 6 years, 7 years, some shit like that, and it's like between 5 and 7 years, and that was 8 seasons. And now, where are we? What time? I don't even know. I just assume, like, why would you skip Aegon the Conqueror? That's badass. Like, so if they do, I don't know. But anyway, There are certain things I am excited to see. Just Oris Baratheon in fucking general, so that people can understand why the Baratheons have king's blood and why they're so important. And that's why Robert can take the throne. That's why Stannis has king's blood. It's because he comes from the Targaryen line, all the way back to his first ancestor was half Targaryen. I'm sorry, I just love the Baratheons, and people don't fucking respect them enough. Seriously, Stannis is a boss, Renly is nice, and Robert is a G, and nobody appreciates the fucking Baratheons enough. But, oh, the one thing I am super excited to see, like the Eyrie, where the Aarons are at, with the Bloody Gate and the Moon Door, you know, the Titty Baby, as my friend group calls him, yeah, up there, nobody can get in there, it's impregnable, blah, blah, they have the Bloody Gate, this, that, and the other thing, and one of my favorite things that happens is Visenya takes Vhagar up there and lands just like, I'm going alone, fuck that shit, and she goes up and she lands her dragon right in the middle of the Eyrie, and the mom of the king of the Eyrie at the time, he's like 7 years old, and he just asks for a ride on the dragon, and Visenya's like, yeah, like, I'll give you a ride on the dragon, and I'm pretty sure they go riding like 3 times, it says, and then by the time they landed, the queens exchanged nice courtesies and we're all good, and then the queen of the Eyrie, the queen mother, gave over the crowns to the Eyrie to Visenya and was like, no, we'll kneel to you, like, we realize we're fucked. And so she has a good relationship starting out with the Eyrie, and then she lets the kid ride on the dragon a couple more times, and then she leaves. And so that's how the Eyrie comes into the fold, and it's just going to be more things like that go on in the show, just between Aegon in the north, and then Rhaenys and Dorne, and then this and Visenya with them, and this, that, and the other thing, and who just comes to our side, and that's how the show is going to go. I just am like, I don't think they stopped banging each other for like 100 years or something. I think when, I can't give you an exact time and couple, but I'm really like, when do we start going outside the family? Because this shit gets old. Not that it gets old, it's fucking weird. Watch none of it be about Aegon's conquest. Watch absolutely none of it be about Aegon's conquest. Yeah, they're just like, whoop, and I'm like, what the fuck? Watch it be Dunk and Egg, and I've been sitting here complaining that they won't do a Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I laugh so hard. But I truly don't. I'm like, what? Okay, we got Torrhen Stark. He's gonna kneel real quick. He was literally called the King Who Knelt. I mean, come on now. That's gonna be real. That'll be 2 episodes of filler. Oh yeah, the Ironborn are getting wild for a minute, but who gives a shit? Yeah. The Dornish are about to show how badass they can be, and I'm excited for that. I love the Yellow Toad of Dorne. I love everything about Dorne. And they got fucked so hard in the show. So it's like, if you don't show them, they're the shit. Martells are awesome. I'm just like, I'm so angry about the show, because I'll tell you the Targaryens I care about. I'll tell you all about the Targaryens I care about. Here are the Targaryens I care about. Maester fucking Aemon. Maester Aemon from the Night's Watch, because do you want to know what? That motherfucker could have been king, and I have a whole theory of if he would have accepted the crown. Maester Aemon is the best. Maester Aemon is awesome, and it's like, are we even going to get there? Are we going to see him young? Because they kind of hint in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms that he's a little wild, and he's drinking and partying and stuff before he's going to the Citadel, and but that's all in Dunk and Egg, so I'm like, I care about him. Maegor the Cruel, which he's bad. He's called Maegor the Cruel, but he's Visenya's line, and he's the shit, and he's scary as fuck. He has a weird girlfriend who likes to practice blood magic, and oh, shit gets wild, man. And I love Maegor the Cruel, and I'll be excited for him. And then Visenya, and I really truly am. I love dragons. I love House Targaryen. I'm just like I've been saying this whole time, why did we pick this? Is it because of the dragons? Because they're sweet. I love them, but well, you still could have had dragons and did a million other things. Why are we doing this? Like, give me a Mace Raymond spin-off. No, I'm just kidding. But like, seriously, I just don't understand. And especially with this announcement of 5 seasons, 10 episodes, I'm like, are we jumping 100 years? And you want people to still understand who all of these white-haired, purple-eyed, same-looking motherfuckers with same similar-sounding names and 50 dragons names, and you want them to remember all that? And jumping through time? Where are we starting? Where are we ending? Because I was pretty sure it was Aegon's conquest, but now I'm like, I don't know. But yeah. I don't know how far to go with this. Like I said, this really threw me through a loop because this is my wheelhouse, and I was like, oh, I can streamline this shit. But then I'm like, you really can't. And I can just give you guys the bullet points and then go into detail about other things. But this video would be an hour and a half if I sat here. I have 4 pages of just shit. Oh, 5, 6. I have 6. If you guys want to go into detail about all of it, hardcore, it's like, no, that's exactly what I don't want. I want to be able to be like, this is what's going to go down. This is what's going to happen. My friend Jennie made me this. Sweet fucking Sailor Moon fucking cop. Thank you, Jennie. I love it. I really do. I drink water again now because of it. But yeah, I'll put my buddy Lee and his wife make stuff, and I'll put their link in the description down below. They're called the Emerald Empire. You should go follow them. This shit's sweet, and they make a bunch of stuff. I'm Abby with Motor City Nerds. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to. And I want to know if any of you are actually excited to learn about a Targaryen history. So comment about that down below. And if you have any Game of Thrones question ever about anything, please comment. I would love to answer it. That is my jammy.